Guys, so I wanted to talk about something that, I just thought about today. It was kind of an aha moment, and I wanted to share it with you. And I guess it relates to the holidays, it relates to everyday life, it relates to your faith, it relates to every aspect of your life. And that is, why are certain traditions and certain things so meaningful to you? And how do you foster that meaningful relationship with that tradition pass it down to your children? And in some instances, it's not possible, and that's what my post is about today. I think sometimes we think that we can pass on our memories and pass on our experiences that we went through to our children, when in reality, they have to go through their own. And so that's why sometimes it's just easier, and that's why a lot of families just go ahead and start their own traditions and do their own thing instead of trying to carry on what you did as a child or when you grew up. And so I thought about that today because I was like, there are certain traditions that I did as a child that I and my family did, especially during the holidays, and I think some of those traditions were out of necessity. And so it reminded me of a story that I read where they basically the daughter wanted to know how to make this roast or some kind of meat, right? And for some reason, she would cut the ends. She asked her mom, and she would cut the ends of the roast, and before she would put it in the pan. And maybe it was a ham. Anyway, she would cut the meat on either side. And so she asked her mom about this. She said, why do we do that? Why is it that we cut, both ends? She's like, you know what? I don't know. Maybe ask your grandma. And so she asked her grandma, and her grandma tells her, she said, oh, sweetie, there's no reason. The reason that I would cut the ends of the roast or the meat or whatever before cooking it was because my pan was too small, so that my roast could fit in the pan. And so it had nothing to do with the flavor. It had nothing to do with, cooking per se. It was just a necessity thing. And when I read that, I'm sure I butchered the story. But anyway, when I read that story, I thought about some of the traditions that we did as a child. And I think a lot of it was out of necessity. The way we cook, the way we pass time. I think that's the main the main aha thing that I had this morning as I was thinking about it. And so in our family, and I'm sure as an exceptional parent, you can relate to this, out of necessity, we did a lot of things to protect our children. And so out of necessity, we did certain things. And now that the children are older and they have passed those challenges that we had as a child, now we can really begin a new journey with new traditions. You don't have to still do the same thing every year because that's what you did. And you can form new memories and new experiences for your children, especially during the holidays. So keep an open mind about that. Think about what is it that you do because it's just been done that way. The traditions that have been passed on perhaps are outdated. Perhaps there are things that you can do to make it even better for you to fit your needs and your family. And I wish that I had specific things that I could share with you, but at this moment, I just felt it was just important to share that with you. I felt like someone out there needed to hear this. And, perhaps you are divorced. For example, you're a single parent. And so growing up, your family maybe was a nuclear family with a mom and dad and your siblings. And so you did certain things because you could. But if you're a single parent, for example, there's certain things that you may not be able to do. Or maybe there are things that you can do that will be better for you and your family. That's just one example. And but yeah, one of the I can't talk today. One of the traditions that we started doing, and we really enjoyed was opening up our presents on Christmas Eve. So the night before Christmas Eve, so that on Christmas Eve we can wake up and not have to worry about opening presents and then rushing down to visit family. because in our culture, Christmas Eve is the important one. It's the important day, and so yeah, that's one of the new traditions that we started later. It's like, why do we have to wait till Christmas morning to open gifts, right? Yeah. So I guess I'll give you that little nugget for you to chew on. But anyway, it's an interesting thing. So, as always, good luck on your journey, and I'll hope to see y'all and talk to y'all soon. Bye.